One of the most common American pastimes is informal literary clubs, where people gather to discuss their favorite books. Often the release of a new book is staged as a real advertising festival, attracting thousands and thousands of readers. Leading magazines and newspapers regularly publish book reviews and book ratings. As for ratings, there are a lot of them. One of them gives the top 10 books most popular with buyers in the Barnes & Noble chain of stores. So, here is what Americans prefer to read. 1. The first place in the top 10 belongs to the 9/11 Commission Report, the final report of the National Commission on Terrorist Attacks upon the United States. Reading the report is quite fascinating, which is understandable. The opinion of voters about the effectiveness of the current presidential administration in preventing terrorist attacks can significantly affect the outcome of the November 2004 presidential election. However, the Barnes & Noble website also lists other books that are of most interest to people who have bought the Commission report. These books include Worse Than Watergate, The Secret Presidency of George W. Bush, in which author John Dean, a former advisor to President Richard Nixon, collected numerous facts, referring to the atmosphere of obsessive secrecy that reigned in the government with the advent of Bush and Cheney. Another popular book, Thieves in High Places, They've Stolen Our Country and It's Time to Take It Back, by Jim Hightower, accuses President Bush of creating favorable conditions for the prosperity of large corporations to the detriment of the majority of the U.S. population. In another book, similarly titled, Hey Guy, Where's My Country? Dude, Where's My Country? Infamous documentary filmmaker Michael Moore, who won this year's Grand Prix at the Cannes Film Festival for Fahrenheit 9/11, provides a documented analysis of what mistakes were made by the Bush administration. 2. In second place, Notebook by Nicholas Sparks is the love story of a young man who returns home from World War II and meets the woman he fell in love with years ago when he was still a teenager. An 80-year-old man rereads his own notebook, the story of his old love. 3. The Da Vinci Code, adventure detective Dan Brown, written in the style of Umberto Eco. In the novel, the investigation of the murder is intertwined with religious history, architecture, and the intrigue of the novel contains paintings by Leonardo da Vinci and the Holy Grail. Readers of this novel are eager to buy the psychological novel Mystic River by Dennis Lehane, which also contains a murder mystery, and a biography of one of the founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin, An American Life, written by Walter Isaacson. 4. Fourth in the ranking is the continuation of the Notebook, the novel, The Wedding, written by Nicholas Spark. This time the novel is dedicated to the love story of the children of the main characters of the Notebook. 5. Interest in Dan Brown's earlier novel, Angels and Demons, is largely driven by the popularity of the Da Vinci Code. In Angels, the same Harvard professor discovers evidence of the impossible, the revival of the ancient secret society of the Illuminati, the most powerful of all that existed in history. The goal of such a revival of the Illuminati is the task of putting an end to their eternal enemy, the Catholic Church. The Harvard detective's worst premonitions are justified when an Illuminati envoy announces that a bomb has been planted in the catacombs of the Vatican and the explosion cannot be prevented. Skinny Dip by Carl Hiaasen is a satirical crime novel about a mediocre scientist who comes into biology to kill. However, his wife intervenes in his evil intentions, whom he tries to kill, but not successfully. Happily escaped death wife and a lone retired policeman join forces in the fight against the villain. Some reviewers have compared the author to Mark Twain. 7. R is for Ricochet by Sue Grafton tells the story of a young woman who was abandoned by her mother at an early age, about her relationship with her father, about how at 22 she was convicted of theft and after prison trying to return to normal life. 8. Bill Clinton's memoirs, Bill Clinton's My Life, came out on the eve of the presidential election and, as stated in the preface, are intended to honestly and unbiasedly assess the successes and failures that happened in the life of the former president. Buyers of this book also read Living History, authored by former president's wife, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton. Stop. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. 9. The action of the novel, The Rule of Four, is built around the mysterious text of the 15th century Hypnerotomachia Polyphily, the name of which means, the struggle for love in a dream. The book opens the characters to their world of forgotten knowledge, strange sexual desires and terrible cruelty. The authors of the novel, Ian Caldwell and Dustin Thomason, are students at Princeton University who dropped out to work on the book. 10. The top 10 is completed by a book with the long title, The South Beach Diet. Delicious, Doctor formulated, reliable plan for fast healthy weight loss, the South Beach diet. The delicious, doctor designed, foolproof plan for fast and healthy weight loss by Dr. Arthur Agatston. The name speaks for itself, especially to Americans who know that South Beach is a place in Florida where, as is commonly believed, you can only meet people with beautiful figures. The book describes one of the low-carbohydrate diets that has recently competed with Dr. Atkins' popular diet. Based on Washington profile.